Well, welcome to week 4 of your literature class. This is one of my favorite units. It has some of my favorite authors in it. And of course, the topic is wonderful, love and hate, all right? Which of us haven't been through that experience? So you have a bunch of videos as usual. You have a terrific TED Talk by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and her short story for this unit is just fabulous. I'll tell you about it in a minute. You have a very interesting analysis of Kate Chopin's The Story of an Hour. Make sure you look at that. Students often misunderstand this story. She's one of the early, which you might call feminists, and you can read this from a feminist critique very easily. Okay, analysis of Ernest Hemingway's Hills Like White Elephants. That's very, very helpful. And then, of course, some Shakespeare. There's a little bit of information on Shakespeare. And then understanding Emily Dickinson. She's a really fun poet, really hard to understand, okay? And then we have 1 Corinthians, which is, often used for wedding songs, wedding vows, that kind of thing. So I want you to read 2 of any of the following short stories. You can read Birdsong by Adichie. It's a terrific story. It takes place in Nigeria, all right. It's kind of a post-colonial story. It's also a love-hate story. I read it for kind of that love-hate situation. It's about a mistress, all right, and how the changes that she goes through or the relationship to her lover and the way her lover actually ends up treating her, okay. The lover is a Westerner and the mistress is a native Nigerian, okay. Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin. Read it carefully. Might not be about what you think it's about, all right. It has a very interesting ending. Okay, and then, of course, Ernest Hemingway. I love Ernest Hemingway. I don't like him as a person, all right? Real misogynist, okay? And, of course, he committed suicide. I have no use for that. But that said, he's an extremely articulate writer. He writes with a lot of simplicity, right? He uses small words. He doesn't use too many. He gives you just enough words to beautifully describe something, but he leaves out enough so that you have to kind of fill in the gaps through your own imagination, which is a really, I think, terrific way to write, okay? And Hemingway came right at a time when, right at the beginning of postmodernism, right at the time of Impressionism, right sort of after that, where art was changing, literature was changing. Before Hemingway, everything was really overblown, just way too many words, in my opinion, okay, to describe things. Hemingway came along at just the right time and simplified things. I love reading his trout fishing stories in Michigan. This is not one of my favorite short stories, okay. There's many that I think are better, all right, but they're hard to find because of copyright protections, that kind of thing. Then we have Shakespeare. You can't live without Shakespeare in an English class, and you can't live without Emily Dickinson. Okay, so as usual, you have the typical essay. Okay, I'm looking for a lot of content, a lot of examples, a lot of references to the text, that kind of thing. I'm looking for a lot of engagement. I can tell those of you who are really engaged and have really read all the literature, that kind of thing. So at the end of the course, look here where it says planning ahead. You're going to be asked to create a narrated PowerPoint project using Kaltura Media. If that doesn't work out, we'll have to do something else, okay? Just hating Kaltura Media right now. Analyzing 3 of your favorite authors. It's going to be very, very important. So we might not narrate the PowerPoint. We'll have to see at this point. Okay, it seems like the technology's kind of under a lot of stress right now. So I want you to be thinking now who your 3 favorite authors from the course are. There's still more. We're only halfway through, okay? So just be thinking, okay? So that said, enjoy this week, please. Read the material. You only have to read 2 of the 3 short stories. The longest, by the way, is Birdsong. So I think you all should read that. I think it's it's really good to read somebody outside of the Western canon, it's called. We always read, and I know things have changed in high school on, okay? We always read what I call the dead white men, all right? Dead white Western men, okay? So it's really good to read all this literature from other times, other countries, other people, that kind of thing. It really broadens our experience. So, okay, I'm rambling on. Hope this is, hope you're enjoying the course so far. I know I'm enjoying reading your essays. I'm seeing a lot of really good stuff, so thank you so very much.